Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
And away we go. Here we are. Hey, everybody. You can see by the background, I'm at the circus. And why am I at the circus? Because the guy we got coming in I'm excited. It's Lew-E. It is Lew-E Andrews coming up in just a moment. But first, let's introduce you to our co-hostess with the mostess, the award-winning actress, Jack Ledoux.
You're going to milk that for all you can get, huh, honey?
You bet I am. Once again, I'm excited. Jack and I have had a wonderful day. We went out to SeaWorld today, and first time in about 15 years I've been out there, frankly, and it's probably the last time in about 15 years more that I'll be out there. Hey, J-Bo, good to see you, buddy. J-Bo is the almost famous, amazingly funny clown, but right now, let me tell you, folks, we've got an amazingly funny clown, and I know this. I am so thrilled to have this guy on the show tonight because he is who he is and he does what he does, and we're going to get some great stories. I just know it. Let me center myself up in the screen here and bring in the one and only Lew-E Andrews. There he is.
Hey, I know that guy. I think he's nice. I don't know. I got to get centered too. Here we go.
Well, it is my experience that you're quite nice. You're a terrific guy, Lee, and I want to thank you so much for deigning, if you will, to come on the show.
It's my pleasure.
We're a fledgling little thing here. We've been on for a while, and we're building an audience, and what a privilege to have you on. I have to tell you, everybody that I've talked to has been very excited about this. I'm going to show you, we've got a couple of friends of yours in here, I think.
Hey, I know Michael Frisbee. He's my buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Calhoun. We're in Calhoun, Georgia.
Yep.
Calhoun, Georgia. And we've got J-Bo.
J-Bo, yeah.
J-Bo's down here from Orlando.
He is. He's from your neck of the woods, local boy.
Mm.
Yep. And he is foregoing tonight the IBM lecture from a Houdini expert, who they dare to go up against me.
Well, who did they have?
I don't know. I honestly,
okay.
off the top of my head, I have no idea. But
this will be way better.
I was just going to say, you will be much better, Lee. Yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind. Now, Jack is a fine actress from you're frozen. There you are. Jack is a fine actress from here in Orlando, Florida, and truly, and all kidding aside, she is an award-winning actress. Just won an award for Best Actress in a show called Vanya, Tony, Masha, Spike, and everybody else. She was absolutely brilliant, and I do not lay out that kind of thing very often. And here is
oh wow, cool.
Here is greetings from Bumpano's fearless leader. Look at that.
That's Trip.
Trip
A clown for North Carolina.
Yeah, and Kevin Sharp.
Ah, that's Herbie. He's another clown from North Carolina.
Yeah,
there he is right there. Yeah, I didn't see him there. Yeah. You'll notice in the beginnings we've had an amazing clown on the show before, and sadly we won't have him again. We tried, but the one and only Bevo.
That's right.
You'll notice he was in the credits twice because I like Bev. I love Bev, and
Bev's amazing. I
now sadly lost his lovely wife Eloise has gone to join him, and now all of them are up there, including Mark Wilson, and they're having a big show. I know this.
That's right.
And there's a blast being had. But we are here with Lew-E Andrews, and I'm excited. Lee, I got to tell you, I've never met you in person.
That's right.
More's the pity. Not that we haven't tried a couple of times.
We've attempted.
but we'll get there. I know we will get there, and I'm excited for that day to come as soon as this other nonsense gets out of the way. Just wacky, and I want to talk about. Yeah, we're going to talk about that too.
Oh, okay.
But right now, I want to say, how cool is it that you have this? I couldn't find a photo of it, sadly, but of this traveling thing, this big trailer. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
The thing is that's proper. Yeah, refer to it as the thing. It's a 42-foot fifth wheel travel trailer that I perform at the county and state fairs across the country. And it's wrapped on one side like a circus, and then on the other side it looks like a travel trailer and or a fifth wheel, and so I can go home. And I leave work on one side, and then when I walk around, I'm home, so I can cover everything at night. And I don't, other than the clown going in the camper, I don't have work with me everywhere, which is good. I like it. I like that
That's
separation.
very good. Yes, we had a discussion today about always being at work and always being on and never getting away from it. So
it drives me nuts.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to get through the big Fresno fair some years ago, which was really cool. But at the end of the day, I had to get in the rent-a-car and go back to a hotel. I would love to have had the comforts of home, and I am sure you are the envy of the Midway.
Well, I maybe, but the thing I love the most is it really helps me become an ambassador for the fair when I'm there all the time. And yes, I'm accessible, but there's just something about staying on a Midway and living with other, because most other shows that I work with throughout the season, they have the same kind of setup where they're on the fairgrounds too. And so we can all get together. We can have barbecues. We can spend time together with our families and just have a really fun time together. And I really enjoy that because there was a time.
Speaking of just that, Lee is a family man. And now that I said that, I don't know if I downloaded the photos. Well, there's the one I want right there.
There they are.
There is Lee with his lovely wife and their son, who is a little bit older than that now.
Yeah, he's 4 now. He's still just as cute, and he knows it. And
don't they always?
Yeah, he's going to be a lady killer. Let me tell you, he's just his eye. Oh my gosh, he gets away with anything.
He has a perfect idea.
Yeah, there he is. That's him.
There's the Ashton.
Yep.
And there's another one right there of a little guy. And this I found this today, and this just cracked me up.
Oh my God!
That was at a fair convention a couple of years ago. Yeah, his mom is. Becca sews all my costumes. That's my wife, and she made him a pair of pants and a bow tie to match and everything, and because he eats up the clown stuff, he loves it. But yeah, so. We have a baby girl on the way that'll be here at the end of March. So we're excited about that. And all kinds of fun stuff going on.
Yeah. Now, I know you performed this year a little bit. Excuse me.
Right.
Last year a little bit.
Right.
What fairs were you able to do last year, and how?
Okay, so I did 2. I did one in Iowa and I did one in Georgia.
Oh yeah.
Both of them did everything they possibly could within the realm of precaution-wise. Mm-hmm. And I don't want this to sound the way it does, but I treated it as normal as I possibly could. I didn't use volunteers in the show, but there was enough social distancing between the front row and me, so I didn't, you didn't lose the connection, but they were definitely safe away from me. And I was safe away from them. I would say probably at that fair in Iowa, 92 to 93% of the people wore masks. Everybody used the hand sanitizer throughout the fairgrounds. The fair had this really cool fogger that came through twice a night. So they would start at midnight and then go again at 5 a.m. and would fog everything. I mean, it was crazy. And I didn't know what it was. The first night, I'm laying in the fifth wheel, and I'm a night owl anyways. It's probably 12:30 in the morning, and I hear this zzz sound. It's like somebody's flying a drone over my trailer, and was really annoying. So I go outside and finally realize, no, it's this guy with a fogger on the back of his truck, and it was really cool. You couldn't see anything, but it was really neat.
Yeah, and it makes you feel so much safer, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah. And
I gotta tell you, I just noticed real quick. If you know, I'm going to interject for a second. We have Mr. Bo Bergeron, Bev's boy, in the house tonight.
Oh, cool!
That's great. Hi, Bo, and
Bo.
Serious condolences to you and your family. I'm sure from all of us. Loved your mom and dad. You have no idea. Now, back to that. You know, we have the same kind of fog here in Orlando sometimes, but only during mosquito season.
Right.
So,
or in
that's pretty cool. So they really stepped it up.
They did, and then after every show, they would come by and they would disinfect the bleachers where the people were sitting, and they had them taped off. You know, I imagine like at a stadium or any amusement park, and you know they had everybody spread out, and really both fairs were like that. They were outdoors. The people respected the rules. They played. You know, if they wanted to play, they had to play the rules or play by the rules, and they did. They did very well. I was truthfully shocked, especially in Georgia. You know,
I got to be honest with you. Here in Orlando, now Jack and I are very lucky in that. Well, I'm very lucky in that my late spouse was a Disney person for many years, and therefore I have a silver pass to the parks, and we get to go out to the parks quite often. And you know what? It has been, honestly, Jack, it has been our experience, the same experience. Yeah. A good, healthy percentage of people are playing by the rules.
And which actually is even what you're not seeing in a lot of off-park things like restaurants or perhaps grocery stores or something. The workers there are also going up to people and saying, no, you need to wear this correctly. Please put your mask back on. I mean, they're really stepping up, and that has been really amazing. Hey, Joe, did you see this question from Jeremy?
Oh, please.
Jeremy Cohen just said, do you think COVID will have a permanent effect on clowning in the future? Interesting.
I think COVID will have a permanent effect on entertainment in general. I don't think it's clowning.
I agree.
I also think it's a good change in some aspects.
Yeah. Isn't that wonderful that you would say that, because I've been thinking that all day and how to address that. I believe that I'm now 59 years old. Oh my God. And I've been very fortunate to see Broadway shows and in Europe and in Japan, and seeing shows and all of this. And now, presumably, I'm going to be around for a lot longer. At least I hope so. I'm going to get to see a whole nother invention of our business, a whole nother side of our business. And to me, that is extremely exciting. It really is.
You know, I feel there's a big argument, or there still is to some, in the clowning of, the pictures that you flashed so far. I don't wear makeup. I used to wear the full grease paint circus clown look with a wig and everything. And then I stopped because I realized that tradition doesn't live in a look. It lives in the way that things are presented.
Yes.
So, a fine example of what he's talking about right there.
Yeah. So, I think that entertainment will still have its traditions through the actions it takes, but the look can be very different, and you can rebrand it and repackage it and make it work. But I do think that once we get to the new whatever normal is, that even if nothing changes, there will be a greater appreciation for it than we had prior to COVID.
I have to agree with you. I agree.
Yeah.
And I think it's great that you are that you're saying that, because we had a conversation with a friend of mine from New York City last week,
Mm-hmm.
and the same thing came up, and we all were on the same page that it's not going to go back to normal.
Normal, right?
It'll have to be a new normal.
Now we have another question from Jay. Lew, due to your having to cancel the Academy this year, opened an opportunity to us. We are cruising that week.
Oh, then Jay's going to go on a cruise. Great. Enjoy yourself.
I think is wonderful.
Yeah, you'll have fun.
You bet. As long as everything is,
Yeah.
taken care of, and I'm sure it is. I think those industries are stepping up to the plate.
I find it interesting. Well, I don't know if it's solely the last one that's come back, but out of everything, I think that is the last one, right? Because they've been able to have concerts, outdoor things, but cruising hasn't come back yet. So
not quite yet. I know. Well, obviously, it must be on the table, right? Because they've booked something, or maybe they're just going out in the car, going around somewhere. It's possible. I love this quote, and I think you will agree with this. Is what Bo Bergeron just said here about Rebo not liking sad clowns.
Keep them happy.
That's right. Yeah,
you betcha. And if anybody was that way, I know it was Rebo at Bev. But I know from everything I've read about you, your show is a delight.
It's stupid. And it's totally stupid pandemonium. They never let me watch it, so I don't know what it's like. But it's. I watched a little bit. I watched a little bit on your Facebook, and sadly, I could not download that to put on here because I'm not quite that good yet. I haven't figured out how to make something else out of something else into an MP, whatever the heck this thing takes. Right.
But what a delight and silliness to watch. I love silliness.
It's just it really is totally stupid. But I'm all about empowering children. So everything I do in the show is all about lifting them up rather than making them look stupid. Mm-hmm. No toilet plunger wizard hats on the head. And sorry, if you listen to this and you do that, I apologize greatly if I offended you. This in no way represents the Joe Zimmer Show. This is just the stupid musings of a short fat guy with a stubbly beard.
Did I just tell you what you just said? That particular effect does represent the Joe Zimmer Show.
Okay.
Frankly, I just think it's so silly. J-Bo's cruise, I guess, is going to be in November.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, J-Bo.
And we will definitely talk about that trip. Don't you worry. We will talk about that. He's asking to talk about the ACA. And we will talk about it. Huh?
We didn't get invited.
No, I know. Doesn't that stink?
Okay. It's okay.
Oh, wait, no, J-Bo has changed his mind. It's now in August, which does not surprise me with J-Bo. I'm kidding.
No, not at all.
This to me, it's fun. It's you and I. Well, we share an absolute love of kids. Although sometimes I'd like them braised with maybe a side of coleslaw. Because let's be honest, they can be monsters if they want.
Oh,
better grilled.
And I am not fortunate enough to have a trailer to travel in and to go to the fairs. So therefore, when I do perform, which I'm by and large retired now, I do go out and do a show here and there, but I do birthday parties. And I did a couple of Christmas shows this year. I did a wizard show.
I saw
which
that.
was a great deal of fun. And I reinvented the whole show literally overnight to no volunteers. And I found it works better to a certain degree.
Yeah.
I don't know if you found that. I mean, I love to interact with the kids. Don't get me wrong.
I don't know that it made the show any better. But it for me, it took out some of the element. I love working with loaded shotguns.
That's kids.
Yeah, I love working with loaded shotguns, so it took out some of the fun for me. The people watching the show didn't realize anything was missing, but I definitely knew what could have been there. I knew the beats at what point this should have happened, but it was fine. But yeah, I don't know. I'll tell you, I don't miss because I do a lot of library shows as well, and I did not miss, because I did those virtually this summer. I didn't miss driving to 3 or 4 libraries a day, tearing down the show and setting it back up again. I didn't miss that at all.
I'm sure.
So, and as far as I can tell, it'll be another virtual summer this year. So,
I think so.
I think that's true. Watching Barry Mitchell, who I know we're both a mutual admiration society there.
He's my bud.
He's a cool guy. What a cool guy. I won the contest or whatever. No, whatever it was, but I won the bucket filler. The last bucket.
Tickled. I was up there with him when you won. I was in town with him, and I was tickled to death.
So was I, because it was a moment when I really needed that pickup. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
I was actually out riding my bike when the message came through, and I think I don't know what I wrote. I said, "You're kidding, right?" He goes, "No," and that was really fun. And what a great effect! What a great effect!
And he's a genius. It makes me sick. He has an extremely, my dad used to say, and my dad's a very talented guy, but my dad would say this thing when I was growing up: "Don't you just hate talented people?" And he is incredibly genius, and just his creative brain, and I don't know, he's great. He's great,
and just a very nice man. I mean,
he really is. He'll never admit it, but he really is.
I'm honest to God, this year I was going to go to all the conventions. Hey, Paul.
Yeah,
that's Paul Moore from Hocus Pocus out there in Fresno.
Oh, cool.
Michael Frisbee.
Tonight. I think that's who it is. Wait a minute, I might be wrong.
No, it's Paul.
But I'm not sure if that was who. It might be a different Paul Moore entirely. I think it might be. Actually, it's a difference from Washington.
We still like you. You can be here.
We still like you, Paul.
Yes.
You cannot be the same guy.
Wait a minute. Debbie Mesner says Lee is the best. His show is not stupid. He's really good with kids.
No, let me tell you,
Debbie.
What brought Lee and I together originally, aside from this photo right here. Because I'm a huge Muppet fan. I get the feeling you are as well, Lee.
Oh yeah.
Especially
one of my favorites.
That was in Bob Abdu's basement. He has millions of toys in his basement.
Oh my goodness!
And he is just an amazing collector of toys and odd. I mean, he's a heck of a puppeteer and ventriloquist.
The room I am in is dedicated to me. I've got more crap in here than I know what to do with. As they say, I think every magician has that room. This is actually in my backyard.
Oh, I know that feeling. You would be seeing my crap if I was at home. So
you bet. Now, what I've done is I put a green screen up so y'all don't have to see it.
Yeah, I don't have that pleasure here in this nice comfort suites I am in.
There you go. You're in my. By the way, Lee is in Miami.
I am in Miami. That's
wow.
Cool. I'm just south of you.
Yes, you are. Well, about 3.5 hours south at least.
Oh, just for us performers, that's nothing.
A mere pittance by comparison, but it could be. Frankly, but Lee and I have something else in common, and this is we were brought together originally by a fella named Greg Thompson. I think is how I discovered the one and only Lee Andrews, and that was precipitated by the fact that we both have a very great relationship with a very great man.
We do. Am
I right?
We're very good friends with him. That's right. Yeah.
Very good friends with a very great man who looks a lot like this fellow right here.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
We're really close friends with him.
Now, I will tell you that Jack is also a very close friend of this fella.
Okay.
And his wife.
And
but
his
I
wife.
gotta tell
Okay.
you, to see what this guy does with this guy, look at that. And your wife is a bloody genius.
Oh, my wife. I'm a figurehead. Mrs. Claus does everything for Santa.
Thank you so much. I'm
You're welcome.
so glad you said that.
but look at this now. This I happen to know.
I love this.
This was 2020. Yes, Lee.
That is correct.
And if you look at Lee in this picture, what's remarkable to me is first off, that is him. That is all him right there.
Hey, Joe, the picture you showed prior to this was also 2020.
I know, and that's what I'm coming to. What you are seeing here in this photo is the real deal. Okay,
Is all that, and actually, that is not the real deal. That is probably 20% real deal. 80% God help us.
So this was after the
my nose is real.
This was after the fallout, so to speak.
That was after the fallout. Yeah, that was after that. And then that was what happened around December 8th or 9th or so. I had to go back to the full deal, but
Gotcha.
Okay.
Now this year, I know I was able to do, I think 1 or 2 live this year, but the majority of my time was spent online.
Right. Which you killed it.
Dude, wow.
We had fun. We had a lot of fun.
Wow.
We really did.
My dear friend Michael Walters in South Florida and myself, I came up with this thought, and it was just, pandemic. I hated the kids missing. And I thought, honest to God, Lee, when I came up with this, I didn't know anybody else was doing it. Okay.
Right.
And I said to his other half, I said, because he's very good at the
techno stuff.
Yeah, Doug is brilliant. Doug is
do
brilliant.
this. He says, I'll tell you what, I'll do it if you give Michael 5 of the gigs. And I said, sure. Lee, I'm going to tell you something. I did not expect to get 5 gigs. Okay. Seriously. All of a sudden, boom.
The floodgates open. Right.
It went nuts. And I mean nuts. I won't even tell you how many. I don't really know the exact. I know he does, but I don't. But I can tell you that we were on every single day for a few hours a day with these kids. And these kids, it was delightful.
Oh, yeah. I think I did 1 or 2 closer to Christmas Eve virtually. Everything else I did in person this year to the best of my ability. And, be glad you did it on your own with Michael and Doug, because the horror stories I heard about the other stuff.
I am not.
That's right. Yep.
I am not really at liberty to say what I heard because a lot of it was very inside, and I mean really inside.
Oh, it was not pleasant. It was not pleasant.
But I can tell you that you are absolutely right, and anything you heard was probably just the tippy tip of the iceberg.
Oh, and I'm on the inside of a lot of those tracks, and and that was a reason I didn't do it.
Yeah,
because I could smell bad before we even got to June, and I went, "There's no way I'm going to get tied up in all of this." So
actually, it was for the other halves. It was even worse.
Oh,
it really was awful, and I also was encouraged and just talking to Joe, and it was like, nope.
Yeah, no, but we moved on. We learned our lesson, or the lessons have been learned, and next
we know how to do it better.
That's right. That's
the thing is, God bless them. God bless them, and I mean that sincerely. They tried to reinvent the wheel, which we did not do. We used exactly what you're looking at right now,
and there was no reason to reinvent the wheel.
No, there was not.
I watched it and went, bless your little heart. This is going to be fun. Have you ever seen the meme of Michael Jackson eating the popcorn, just waiting to see how things? That's how I was. I just was eating the popcorn all Christmas, waiting for.
We were too, because we were in. I was not. I stayed back, but our tech guy kind of followed the flow and saw what was going on, and went, ugh.
Yeah.
So
It's crazy, but most of it's amazing because the pictures that I put up this year, some of them didn't have a clear face shield on, and some of them were me with the kids, and then some of them were me behind plexiglass, or I would say most of the time, 90% of my time was spent behind plexiglass this season. And probably another 9% was spent behind a face shield of some kind.
That's what we did.
And a 1% was spent with nothing on because I knew the families I was visiting very closely, or everyone that was visiting with me had COVID testing. I had COVID testing. They swabbed my nose as many times as they could. It's amazing.
Oh God.
It's amazing. You post these pictures, and we live in this land of wonderful social media.
Mm-hmm.
And the floodgates open, and you become just this horrible person. And if you only knew all the work that was done before this little bitty section of time was captured. Maybe, but nobody thinks about that. Nobody cares. They just want to create a story, and that's fine. But
exactly. Exactly. And I think that's true of all social media.
Okay. Oh, everywhere across the board. Absolutely.
We are totally nonpartisan here, as they say. I take sides everywhere else, but here. Well, yeah, I do. But I will tell you that I think that everything that happened in the past few years on social media was designed to do exactly what you were just talking about.
Oh, yeah. Well,
to make people nuts.
You're dealing with humans, and humans are imperfect, and and there's a lack of trust with everything, and it's just I live with a nurse practitioner, a brilliant lady who puts up with all of my crap. And at no point did she say, okay, you idiot, you can't be doing this, or you shouldn't be doing this, or, now if she, and that was my rule. If she ever came home and said, okay, the crap's hit the fan, you're done.
Right.
Plug. No question. There's no question.
And Jack does not know this. Jack worked with me on a couple of gigs. One that the entire family that we saw,
yes,
had already had COVID.
Right.
We
and
both had their front on.
Yep.
And it was very important to us to do it. It was very important to them that we did it, and it all fell together at the very last second.
And they were absolutely wonderful. And they said, no, we're okay now. Everything's fine, but we want you to know. They were very upfront. And it was amazing how accommodating they were to us, because
it meant so much to me. It meant so much. Well, it meant so much to both Jack and I.
Yeah.
But it meant so much to me. Every kid they've had, Jesus, they've had.
There's a lot.
I have literally held or been in the picture. They're the first Santa for these kids.
Right.
Yeah.
And they had a baby this past year. And I'm sitting there and I realized this is going to be the first one that's not going to have a picture with Santa. There's just no way it's going to happen unless something happens. So we walked in with face shields on, and I leaned over to Mrs. Claus, Santa leaned over to Mrs. Claus and said, "Hey, give me my shield." Yep. And she said, and she knew exactly. Of course, we know our thoughts.
Right.
That's how connected we are. And she knew what I was going to do. And I just said, "Give me that baby."
Yep.
And did one of these
and
numbers.
Then we watched. Then we watched Grandma cry, because Grandma was.
And
so
we watched the entire family, including the kids.
Right.
And me, like an idiot. I'm a very emotional person. I love my kids.
But those were the things that you had to, like you said, you had to go on gut instinct. Right. The knowns, the unknowns, all of it. And I think, what, I'm kind of bringing this back, and I hope I'm, not out of line on this, but when we were talking about things are going to change, what I'm hoping is, because a lot of times we've all been backstage. I mean, I'm a theater person, but everywhere. And we see not so safe practices. I mean, period, across the line. So maybe this will make people be a little more aware, a little more careful all the way around, hopefully,
Yeah, on both sides of the board, on the entertainer side and on the client side. You know, but time will tell, and we'll see what happened. But you know, we had a long time to look at this, and I had plenty of time to build up the plan. And so every Christmas, I don't know about you guys, but Santa gets sick, especially my friend Santa, because he has to wear a special beard. And, you know, it didn't dawn on him until, I don't know, middle of last Christmas that, oh my goodness, you're wearing a petri dish on your face. That's why you're getting sick.
Yeah.
And he couldn't wash that special beard in the middle of this, even though there's like 3 of them that he can interchange. Still can't wash and restyle them in the middle of his busy season. So,
and for those of you out there who want to do Santa, did you hear what he just said? There's 3 interchangeable beards. They're extremely, I want to stress this, they're extremely special beards, especially the way this guy does it. And they are extraordinarily expensive.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
So guys, I just want to stress, if you're going to do this, please do it right.
Do it right. That's right. And, you know, so it really hit me like, I mean, bam, I was actually Santa was at an event, bam. And I was like, oh, this is why. This is why. And so I told Santa I'm going to grow out the stuff to see what it would look like if
right.
And then the disaster happened. And, you know, and then, that was another fun thing of all the messages coming in of, well, you should have done this. You should have done that. You should have went to a salon. They didn't know that I was sitting in a salon with the lady leaving the bleach on, and it fell out when she went to wash the hair to get the bleach out. So it was just a thing that was going to happen. You know, it's not if, it's when.
Exactly. And I will tell you, I have made every effort to do exactly what you did, but I'm good till I get to about where you are right this second. And then I had it while I was in Japan. I had a nice, beautiful, oh my God, it was gorgeous. And then at the last day, I said, enough of this crap. I'm out of this. I don't have to. It came off. I kind of regret that day. I look good in a beard. I look a lot younger without it.
I look a lot younger without mine too. So, you know, hey.
I am sorry to hear that, Bo. I truly am.
I would just read that.
Bo was just saying something rather tragic happened again to their family. God love them. He lost Pam. His wife Pam lost her mother.
I'm so sorry.
And she was in a nursing home facility. No safe place. Yeah, you're right, buddy.
No, there's no place that's completely safe. We just have to do our best.
And I don't mind bringing that up because I want everybody to know this is serious. You know, this is not
so much. You know, you approach it with the same amount of respect you would anything. You don't just go willy-nilly about it. And, you know, now there are people who go willy-nilly about it, and those people are cray-cray.
Yeah.
But, you know, I don't know. At no point in the middle of any of the season did I feel like I was putting anyone in harm's way. And if I ever did, it wouldn't have happened. It would have been right there.
That's exactly the way I looked at it. And the couple of gigs Jack didn't go with all, but the couple of gigs that I did out. So one was in a car driving through a neighborhood, which I've got to tell you was a delight. But again, me being me, Santa being Santa, I saw a kid with Down syndrome who didn't want to approach. And
Santa's getting out of the car.
Guess what?
He did.
Guess whose old butt got out of the car?
Yeah.
And I said, just face that way, and we're all going to stand here, and I'm going to get behind him. You won't even know I'm here, and it's going to work. And it did. Yep. And you know what I'm talking about. I know that they're screaming kids. You said, sit the kid down in the chair. I'm going to go over here for a second and come up behind him and do the thing, right?
Yeah.
That's Santa 101. I wish more Santas knew about that. But there you go. Now we do have a couple of go ahead, buddy.
Questions. Yeah, there's a couple of really great questions.
Really great questions. But one of my favorite things that has been said tonight, and I happen to know this from personal experience, is this quote right here. Lee is super encouraging of other clowns and helping them look their best.
Aww.
And I will tell you now that I was thinking about doing a Santa magic show, and Lee was incredibly encouraging on that, and was saying, "Hey, if you need help, call me." You know, which and how many people will say that? You know,
yeah. I was in a meeting here in Miami, not to cut Joe off, but the person I was meeting with, it's an agent, and she was talking about, you know, I know you probably don't have videos of your show, you probably don't have this or this, and I said, oh no, I got everything. It's all in open public. Yeah. I said, because if anybody wants to copy anything from me, they can take whatever they want, but they can't be me. And I'm very happy that people, the clients I have, they buy me. They don't buy the show. They buy me because they trust me to do whatever it is that I do. Christmas, regular, whenever. It's just I built this relationship with them that they have enough trust that and I was like, I can give you whatever you want. You just tell me what you need. And you know, so this whole mentality of territorialistic attitude, or this is mine, or, you know, I'm over that crap. No, it's what can we do to elevate everybody to a new level, or just try to help each other, because if Joe looks good, I look good. If it's, you know, I'm so tired of bad experiences with clients.
I have to tell you, did you all hear that? And then if you did hear it, I want you all to go back later on and go to the YouTube channel and take a look at this video again and listen to it again. Okay. Because something important that Lee has created Lew-E, the clown. It's a character. Yes. You would say?
Oh yeah.
I created a character years ago called Laszlo Monde, a Hungarian magician. And I had some signature stuff that other guys tried to do. And sadly, for them, it fell flat. But the reason it all worked was, you know, it worked because of what I was doing, not because of what it was. It was, you know what I'm saying? Yep. It was stupid stuff, but it worked because of our personalities.
Exactly.
Well, that's something to consider when you're looking at that. It's not to say you can't do my stuff. I want you to do my stuff.
But the thing is, Joe, it's the same thing in theater, I think, is that there's 20 million Macbeths, right?
Yes.
Okay. And they may all start by looking at Olivier, but they're going to bring something a little different, and they'll make it their own. And that's how we elevate. Right. That's how I look at it. And it's with, as you said before, it's anything in the entertainment business. If you look great and you're doing great and I'm looking, and we're all just elevating each other. And what does that be happy for your friends thing?
Yeah. And you know,
everyone has their own lights.
In clowning and magic and circus arts and whatever it may be.
Yes.
There's very few things that are actually new.
Thank you.
It's just, it's how personalized to you can you make the old stuff, and that's what makes it new. It's
just this afternoon I saw, and I think it's on here, I'm not going to bring it up, but a photo of you and I know you're doing PB&J. I know.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, it's in every fair show. My wife thinks I do it.
It's a great. I do PB&J.
My wife, she really gets annoyed that I still do that trick. And I do it different than I've never seen it done my way. But, you know, but I had a magician come up. I don't know. It was at a fair. Oh, I know where it was. It was in Iowa, because I was there 2 summers ago, and I never met this guy. And he came up after the show and he goes, you clowns don't need to do magic. And I went, what are you talking about? And I said, what's your problem? He said, you did the PBJ trick, and you all the kids now know how it's done. And I'm going, what? What do you mean they know how it's done? You really think the kids are stupid enough to sit here and watch this and not figure it out? Why not have fun along the journey? And he just never, why didn't you do the one where you make the brown paper bag and the sandwich and the bread and, you do it the way it's written on the paper? I went, because I'm not a magician and I'm not a cookie cutter entertainer.
Thank you.
And this guy just looked at me and harumphed off, and I'm like, oh man, in the cornfields of Iowa, we've got some really touchy people. I like this.
One of my dearest friends, again, Mr. Bev Bergeron, dear friend, hated, probably still does hate, Frady Cat Rabbit. Okay. I bought my first Frady Cat Rabbit from Gene Gordon, 7,000 in Gene Gordon's magic shop. Okay. Towards the end of his time there. And I got my second one from a guy named Harry Carroll, another terrific magician, Buffalo guy. And I, to this day, if someone called me today, the first, what's in my case now, is Frady Cat Rabbit. Yeah. I've got 10 of them on a shelf up here. This is no lie. I love that trick. And you know what? I do it pretty much the way Gene taught me. Okay. Out of memory of Gene. Do you know I get called back because of that trick? But they're a magician. You're still doing Frady Cat Rabbit? You damn right I am. It's a good trick.
Yeah. Well, and I remember my wife she would come visit me at a fair either year before last or so. And I took it out of the show because my wife, had brought it up that, you need to do something different. I said, okay. So I took it out of the fair show and we were there and my Ashton, because the way the fifth wheel is built, there's the side that's wrapped, there's tons of windows, and Ashton can sit in a recliner and watch the show, and the people can't see him, but he can see all the people, and he hears the music cues. And so Ashton, as soon as it's the last song, he knows the tracks. He goes over to the counter, picks up a baseball cap and says, okay, going to help Daddy clean. And while I'm doing meet and greet with people, he'll pick up all the juggling clubs and the props and put them back in the boxes where they're supposed to go. Well, Rebecca came out with him I don't know. She came out and this kid was standing there, and as loud as this kid could have been, I'm so mad at you. And I looked and said, what's your problem? You didn't do peanut butter and jelly. That's my favorite thing you do.
Oh my!
I just looked at her. And I told the kid, I said, you need to talk to the boss lady over there because it's all her fault that it's not here. And the kid went, okay, and went over there and just had this discussion with Rebecca about peanut butter and jelly. And we got back in the camper, and I said, it's all your fault. This is your fault. That little 5-year-old is now going to go tell the fair president never to have me again because I didn't have peanut butter and jelly, and it's all your fault. We're never going to feed ourselves this week next year because they're not going to have me back, all because I took one and it's all your fault. Actually, he's hungry and skinny. He's never going to live again, all because you told me to take that trick out.
Oh my God, that's funny. Bo Bergeron just wrote this, and I think this is pure Bev as well. It helps to promote creative thinking and a child. Not to mention problem solving.
Mm-hmm.
What is a magic show but that?
That's
ladies and gentlemen.
That's
If you don't get anything else out of this, get that.
That's right.
Now, let me tell you, I really want to get to a couple of these questions because there are some really, and I got to find them again.
Audrey's, how about Audrey's? I've got it right in front of me.
Go for it, baby.
Okay. Audrey says, what has been your most unique experience with kids and adults?
Unique. Okay. So let's start with the adult one. One of the most unique experience I had with an adult was in Spartanburg, South Carolina. And there's this really sweet picture of me sitting on a bench laughing, and this African-American older lady sitting next to me just losing it. She is laughing too. And it's just truly a beautiful picture. And it's one of my favorites. But what people don't realize is that was taken by my very good friend, who's a magician there in Spartanburg, and he's a brilliant, brilliant magician. And he came to visit that day, and he was snapping that from like a football field away. And I told him I was going to go over and talk to this lady, because, you know, what I found at this particular fair, most of the older people that come to that fair don't have family left, and they just come to watch people enjoy themselves.
Oh my God.
I always go and I find out great information from these people, and it's just fun. So I go and sit down to the next this lady, and we're talking, and she leans over and she goes, "You want to hear a dirty joke?" and I looked at her and I said, "Oh yeah, I want to hear a dirty joke." And she said, "It's really dirty." And I said, "Okay, lay it on me, honey." And she told one of the most vile, vulgar, dirty jokes I've ever heard to this day. And me busting out and her laughing at the same time was just, that's what happened in that moment. But he captured it, and it looks like just this sweet, innocent, and nobody has any idea that this lady just told me the nastiest, dirtiest joke I've ever heard in my life. So that was the adult portion. And you know, I've had a lot of fun moments with kids, but you know, it was another fair in Coweta County, Georgia, where this kid, and it's peanut butter and jelly. This is what we were doing, and we were doing the peanut butter and jelly, and the child said, "Excuse me, we're at like 500 people," and he kept going, "Excuse me, and finally I went, "What would you like to say?" And he pulled me by the neck because I had a mic, you know, a head mic on, and he said, "I have to go pee. Can I please go pee?" And I said, "But how are we gonna finish the show if you go pee? I've got to have you here to do this." And he pulled me back down. He said, "I'm either gonna pee in my pants or in a toilet. Which is it gonna be?" And I said, "Okay, well, you go pee and I'll find another kid." So I picked another, and this kid must have been a lightning peer, because I had this kid on stage, another kid, a replacement kid. And I think I even called the kid the same name, number 2. So, and that's what this kid was. And this kid went, and I mean, peed faster than anybody ever seen, and came back, and then came on stage and told the other kid, "Okay, you can go sit down. I can take it from here." And that kicked that child out. I mean, you can't buy this. And all 500 of us are just dying in this moment with this child.
You can't make it up.
And I'm like, and then I leaned down. I said, "Did you wash your hands?" And the kid went, "I forgot," and then bolted down the stairs. And I told the, "Okay, number 2, come back. You can finish the trick. You come back up here." And that kid got to the very end of the trick, and then the kid came back and tried to relieve number 2 again. I said, "Wait, we're all going to finish it together. So that way we can enjoy this moment. Just don't, did you wash your hands? Great. Then okay, we're good." And it was like this 9-minute bit has now turned into 15 minutes of a show. And it was perfect. It was great.
And you know what? You could not have sat down and written that.
No. And
you couldn't even make it up. You know, that's how funny it is. Now, I've got another, which is my absolute favorite question, and I really shouldn't do it to you, but I'm going to anyways. Do you enjoy doing Lew-E or Santa the most?
Oh boy!
You know, so here's the thing. I enjoy being me the most, and both of them are an extension of me, personified by the figure of 10. So I don't particularly have a favorite one per se, but I have always told my wife that if I could ever have the opportunity to do Santa all year round, I would jump at that. Yeah. But I would also miss the clown part of it. But yeah, and I don't know, Joe, this is my feeling. I've seen people portray Santa 2 ways. No in between, just 2. And it's always the high and mighty, regal and royal type Santa, or it's the crazy uncle that visits once a year and has lots of fun. version. And I tend to be the crazy uncle that visits once a year, like there was this cartoon I used to watch with or like a movie. It was I don't remember, but it might have been a Disney cartoon. I have no idea. But it was a dragon, and it had like this crazy professor uncle type of thing. Had a big wiry mustache and just all over the place, just fun. And that's my Santa. So, and that's kind of how Lew-E is. So it's kind of like I'm mixing this hodgepodge of both worlds together. Because I find that you become more endearing when you can make people laugh rather than what would you like for Christmas, move on.
Yes.
That's the thing. And kids, in all honesty, I don't know which I am.
You're actually somewhere in between. You're kind of in the middle.
See, there it is. Yeah. It's possible. It's possibly, I will get on the floor with the kids. Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Probably will too. I have been known to go down the floor and crawl around with the kids until they get to know me. And I will leave that line. I don't care how long that line is. I'm getting this kid.
Yeah.
And 90% of God is my witness. Jack is my witness. 90% of the time I win. And they'll sit in my lap and get a picture, and the parents are incredibly grateful.
Yes.
Do I miss that? Oh my God, do I miss that, Lee?
Yeah.
Oh my God, do I miss that?
And I think it'll be back soon enough. But I don't know that I enjoy either one because both of them have so many great things about them.
Mm-hmm.
But they're just an extension of me, so I enjoy being me.
See, I think that's the answer. That's really the answer, is that they're all pieces of you, but they're real. That's something you guys just said. Just hit me. Whenever you're portraying a character, especially our friend Mrs. Claus or Santa or Lew-E, or
we walked the line on that tonight, haven't we?
Really, or I have a gypsy character that I portray. If it's not real, kids especially, they know it. They know it right away.
They see right through it. If you are a crock, they see right through you.
Yeah.
And they will disengage that fast.
Yep.
Well, I found something in my performing now. I don't perform for kids anymore as Lew-E or Santa.
Mm-hmm.
I don't perform. Children are going to like what I do automatically. They are going to be drawn to it, and I know they're going to have fun. My thing is teenagers and adults now, especially at a fair. When they sit down on my bleachers, I've seen it a million times. None of them anticipate sitting on my bleachers and having fun. They totally think they are in for a kid's show. We're going to hold hands and sing a tootie-ta, and I'm going to make some balloon animals, and it's all going to be okay. And no, that's not what I do. I write my stuff now as Santa and as Lew-E to get teenagers and parents out of their cell phones so that they go, oh my God, this guy is funny. And they have something to talk about when they leave, so that for at least an hour to an hour and a half after they're gone, they have a conversation with each other that maybe starts something new. Maybe they have dinners at the family table. Maybe they don't watch TV and eat dinner at, or go to separate rooms to eat. And I've had a couple of families come to fairs the next year, and a dad has very vividly walked up, and after the show, he waited till everybody took pictures, and he said, "Thank you." And I said, "For what?" He said, "After we left your show last year, we were going home. We sat here because my youngest wanted to see it, and our teenagers were so mad because they were just ready to go home. And we sat and watched it, and we were all, I'm not going to lie, I was not prepared to watch. I wasn't really wanting to watch it. But we sat here and we talked about you for the whole hour on the way home, and about how stupid and silly and what this guy did." And he said, "We eat dinner now together without cell phones. We go to theme parks and enjoy time with each other. We've gone on 2 vacations. I feel like I've got my family back." And I said, "Well, that's not me." He said, "Oh, it was totally because of you, because we sat here and watched a stupid clown show."
Mm-hmm.
And I was
Ladies and gentlemen,
that was
what could be
that was done. Yeah.
Yeah.
As nice as that paycheck is at the end of the day.
Oh, that's the paycheck. Yeah.
That is the paycheck, kids.
The other thing is for the heart.
That's right.
And there's nothing like a guest. You know, I was for years out of Walt Disney World as Sam the bartender for a few years at the Diamond Horseshoe Show, following in the footsteps of the one and only Bette Bergeron to a certain degree. And when if I went to dinner out at the parks, if I went to dinner at the Floridian or wherever, invariably someone would come up and say, "Hey, oh my God. And when someone did it outside of the parks, I'm at a flea market somewhere and someone, you're the guy." Oh, Jesus. Then 10 years later, you're on our mantelpiece with a picture of me and you, and the guy's 40, and I want to kill myself.
And it's what an honor. And, we were walking in, Rebecca and I were visiting my really good friend, Leon McBride, and we had went somewhere, maybe like a Joann's Fabrics or something, because she makes things for Leon. And we were walking around, and just from afar, I'm just talking to her, and from afar we hear, Lew-E! Lew-E! And my wife goes, "Oh my God, not here. We're not home." And I went, "I don't know." And this kid was beating through the aisles trying to find me, and came up and gave me the biggest hug. And I said, "How in the world?" He said, "I recognized your voice. I heard it from a mile away." Yeah. And I was like, "Oh, there you go. That's cool." And we talked for a minute. It's happened at Disney before when I went down with my nieces and nephews and embarrassed the crap out of them. And I loved every minute of that. And, this is my funny Disney story. When we went there with my niece and nephew, I had this tan shirt on. I always wear these glasses, and I had their stuff in my backpack, and I was walking, and I had tan shorts on. And this child and his family came up and said, had their little Disney autograph book, and said, "Excuse me, sir, could we have your autograph?" And I was like, "Sure." They think I'm Lew-E. Absolutely. So I signed it and sent on. And the kid was running, "Mom, I got the guy from Up. I've got the guy from Up." And I looked at my niece and nephew, and they're just dying. And I went, "Okay, all right, yeah, let's go ride Space Mountain again. That's okay."
That was worth every penny of that admission. I'll tell you right now.
Oh, it was great.
I'll tell you right now.
I loved it.
Got
the guy from Up. I'll never forget that kid. I got the guy from Up.
That is freaking awesome.
Didn't say I got the dog from Up. Hey.
At least, yeah, that's right.
I've got to tell you, kids, we're at 9:06. We have come to the end of our hour and a little over, and we can probably go for another one.
Oh, sure.
But in conclusion here, I really want to, where are they? I've got to find them again here. There it is. There are two quotes from our studio audience here that I think sum up this entire hour in such a way. Yeah. And here's the first one. It is Lee Andrews rocks at anything he does.
Well, thank you.
That is from Leslie Ann Aiken. And I think this one, and I have got to agree with this, just knowing you only from afar, so to speak, and having discussed things with you online and that sort of thing. But this one I must agree with, and I think Jack will too, just from this hour, and anybody else who just met you from this, is this one right here. Lee Andrews is amazing.
Oh, Stanley, I love him. He's one of the pastors I used to clown for at his church every year. He's great.
And of course, I'm going to throw brilliant in there too, because quite frankly, I think you are.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Rip.
I truly do. I am thrilled to have had you on the show. I'm going to right now invite you to come back.
Whenever you want to hear me ramble, buddy, I'll be back.
The ramblings are the best part, Lee.
I think you've got tons more stories for us.
Oh, I didn't even tell you about the time the circus elephant smashed my cell phone, or a live tiger was in the big top at a school.
I want to hear about the tiger next time.
When we come back, I'm not going to tell it today, but when we come back, you've got to remind me about the a very similar story to what you just told, the Tigger story from Main Street, USA, which is absolutely gut-wrenchingly funny. Not unlike what you just told. How gut-wrenchingly funny. So I would love to have you back, buddy. And you know what's really cool about this particular show? I've been getting new subscriber notices to my channel on YouTube.
Yay!
I've gotten 3 or 4 just in the past half hour.
Yeah.
And that's exciting to me. I want to say this to everybody out there who's watching right now. You see that guy in the middle? That could be you.
Mm-hmm.
That could be you. I don't care what you do in this business. I don't care if you walk behind the
Elephant.
The elephant. And you scoop the stuff.
sweep
Right.
up, because damn it, y'all got stories. You know what I'm saying? And I love this business, and I feel privileged to be a part of this business.
Mm-hmm.
It really is an honor and a privilege to do what we do.
It really is. And even more so when I get to talk to my friends on this show.
Right.
This is so cool to be able to do this. I'm so blessed.
It was so nice to meet you. That was awesome, Lee.
Absolutely. And I love you both so much, and there's nothing you can do about it. So we're going to have fun.
You know what? That was so cool, because this is one of the best. I got to throw this, Joe, real quick. Pat Janelle just said, this was so fun. And that's what this whole thing that Joe wants to do.
That's what we're about, is having a good time,
yeah,
and not hurting anybody, and just doing the thing.
Fun. We ain't going to do it.
Yeah.
All done right. And I want you back. I want thank you, Bev. Or Bo,
So
Bev,
we'll consider this as part un to the part deux.
Dude.
And it will come.
Leniency.
Lee Andrews, ladies and gentlemen. Lee Andrews, let's hear it.
Yeah.
Oh. And that is everybody clapping for you. And we're going to come back real soon. Lee, take care of yourself, buddy, because the world needs more
real
like
soon,
you.
okay?
Right.
Okay, take care.
God bless you.
Right,
Take care, buddy. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, Jack.
Wow.
Jack,
I love him. I love him.
That was a regular riot. And we had so many wonderful friends in tonight.
Yeah.
Old friends, new friends. Folks, come back. Come back. See us again. I really don't know what next week's show is yet, but you just never know. It may be Lew-E again. But I want you all to come back and see us. It's been a thrill to have you. Anybody who's out there who knows Christopher Hite, in a couple of weeks, we are going to do something that Jack and I came up with today, and we were trying to figure out how to do a memorial, which I hate that word. So we are going to do a love letter to Christopher Hite right here on this show for everybody who wants to attend, and it's going to be a blast, folks.
Yep.
A couple of Sundays from now, not on Valentine's Day. Yeah, the third Sunday is Valentine's Day. How about that?
The third Sunday?
We'll probably wait till either the second Sunday from now or the fourth Sunday from now to do it.
Yeah.
And I want to give people time. Jack, as always, you know how I feel, kiddo. You know how I feel.
I know.
I love you.
I love you.
You take care of yourself, okay, my love?
Okay,
Bye-bye.
we shall talk soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, it comes to a close of another Joe Zimmer show, and I am so lucky to have all of you in my life. I truly am. You are great people, and as I have closed many times in the past, if you're out there, y'all look for the helpers, okay? Just like Mr. Rogers' mom said, look for the helpers, because you know what? They're out there. They're helping, and they're there for you, and they're there for me. And when you find them, y'all become one of those helpers too, okay? And last but not least, as I used to close my shows years ago, good night, my friends, and may your God go with you. Thanks for being with us. I love each and every one of you. Take care, buddy. Bye-bye.